It seems things just continue to go from bad to worse as it is involving the NFL. And it's like they keep continuing to dig a hole even deeper for themselves as time continues to go on. Yesterday, it was announced that the NFL will hand out penalties to teams if they decide to not stand for that national anthem. First off, let me give you a little backstory. The national anthem, as we all know, is played before every major sporting event. We know this. But when it comes to the NFL, for years, and I'm talking about throughout, I think probably up until like the late 2000s. When I say late 2000s, I'm talking about like 2010, 2009, right around that time. The players was in the locker room during the playing of the national anthem. If you don't believe me, go back and look at old footage of people singing the national anthem uh, on YouTube. Usually they will pan to the crowd, they'll put it on the singer, and they'll have pan the camera to the players. Not once were they ever panned to the players because the players were never on the field. They were in the locker room. It wasn't until like 2009, 2010 when they started having the players on the field. And I think that's because of, the military. And I think, of course, money was involved. Money is always involved. And they had them stand for that anthem. And that's when you saw them. Then, of course, later on, with Colin Kaepernick, he said, I'm going to sit. Now, Colin Kaepernick initially started out doing this sitting. Like, there was pictures of him just sitting while the anthem was playing with his arms stretched out. Like, he just didn't give a fuck. Like, he just didn't have a care in the world. And now, he had a military personnel came up to him and, they made like a little agreement. He said, okay, I'll kneel in honor of the military, but I still won't stand, so I will kneel. They still had a problem with that. That shows you right there they have a problem with peaceful protesting, but they really have a problem with that defiant black man doing it. A white man could do whatever the hell he wants, but let's be real here. A lot of those white men, they feel like they are so goddamn patriotic, but I always call them fake triots. Those of you who have been around my channel for a while know exactly what I mean when I say fake triot. But like I said in my live stream yesterday, they are mad because a lot of people are they call on to it. Not just people in the NFL, but you have people in the NBA. And Adam Silver, who was the commissioner over the NBA, he had to put a stop to that before that even got started. Then you had people who sang the national anthem who kneeled during it. You had people who were playing in Little League, like little kids doing it. And they came after the kids. They came after kids because of this. You had cheerleaders doing it. Gymnasts. People overseas who don't even have to have this song played at their events were doing it. It became a worldwide phenomenon. And the thing is, they were hoping that this would just be a trend and that, it would just go away. Here today, gone tomorrow. But it was here to stay. The ratings went down. Black people, for the most part, at least some black people like myself, didn't watch it. Ratings went that way. Some white people stopped watching because some of them actually had a functioning brain and didn't believe in what they were doing. But then others, they didn't watch it because for other reasons, and they lost ratings that way. So basically, the NFL was losing ratings all the way around. Like I say, when the ratings go down, they lose sponsors. You lose sponsors, you lose money. You lose money, that's how you get a failing organization. Yet and still, they managed to give Roger Goodell, that asshole, an extension of 5 years in his contract to continue being the commissioner of the NFL. Why? I don't know, but I think I pretty much have an idea. But I think they were starting to budge until 45 inched his way into the equation, called them sons of bitches, started saying all kinds of ill things about them, and then he got them scared. And that's what leads us to this today. 45 literally is the puppet master, and they are the puppets. When I say they, I'm talking about Roger Goodell and all these owners. Now, the only owners that I think that has some sense is the New York Jets owner, because they said that if the players choose to protest and they, go through with this thing, they will pay for the fines of their players. Now, I don't know if they're just talking about their players on the team or they're talking about it as a organization-wide thing, but I think that might be too much money to hand out. But then again, who knows? At least they're taking the proper steps to actually get a grips on this thing. But I came across an article right before I clicked record to make this video. And one of the first articles that came up that said Donald Trump, and this was a quote from him, if the players decide not to kneel for this anthem, they shouldn't even be in the country. He actually would want to kick people out of this establishment for not standing for this goddamn racist song written by a racist ass slave owner. If you listen to the entire song, and you don't even have to listen to it, if you just go and read the stanzas, there's a couple of stanzas missing from that song, and it's a reason why it's missing. That song was written in a derogatory narrative towards us as black people. They'll never acknowledge it, even though most of them know that. That's them trying to pretend to be naive. You even had John Schnatter, Papa John's former CEO, who came out and said, I'm losing business because of this protest. And it wasn't even that. It's because his pizza is trash. And so is he. His stuff started to go on a decline back in January, way before all of this really hit ahead. I said, you notice Pizza Hut ain't having those problems. Domino's not having those problems. Little Caesars not having those problems. Hell, even little mom and pop shops aren't having those issues, but it was just you. His net worth took $100+ million hit and he had to step down as CEO. I think he's like chairman now. I noticed that whenever someone steps down as CEO, they go to the chairman position. It's like that's like the bottom for a CEO. It's like they're there at the meetings, but they really don't have much say. They're just there. It's almost like they're a fly on the wall. But yeah, like, I hope this continues to fail for them. And I think a lot of people are now realizing that this is some bullshit and it always has been. For those of you who stuck to your guns and decided to not watch the games this past season, good for you. You continue not to watch them, good for you. But for those of you who still will continue, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how many people can actually be a fan of something like this and they don't have any kind of claim in it whatsoever. You don't invest anything into it. You're not making any money from it. All you're doing is giving them money. Whether you're at home watching the game or if you are at the game, period. All I'm saying is a lot of fake ass, wicked ass people involved with this shit. I'm just glad that I don't have to be a part of it. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I'll talk to you in the next one.